Star Wars: A New Hope was released in 1977 and was directed by George Lucas. It's about a young boy named Luke who is on a journey to becoming a hero and he must rescue Princess Leia. So after a really long time of not really liking Star Wars and giving it a lot of hate when it delayed Kung Fu Panda 3 back in 2014, when Panda 3 was supposed to come out in December 2015, then it was pushed to March 2016. However, now that I'm getting more experience with films and with movie reviews, and now that I'm getting older, I did consider giving them a rewatch to see how my opinions on the movies would be like now. I had seen them when I was very young, but that was a long time ago. So I was requested to review the Star Wars films by Marvel Fanboy 2004. He's requested all of them, like all 11, so I'm going to try and do my best to get through all of them to review. I'll definitely watch them, but review, I'll try my best. So, I finished A New Hope, and I know you guys are probably wondering, oh, you should do it in like chronicle order. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the originals, then the sequels, then the prequels. I've heard bad things about the prequels, so I want to keep the fun, like that laughter at the prequels later on, so I can poke fun at them, if you get me. But let me talk about the original, the film that started it all. It shaped cinema, and without it, a lot of movies wouldn't exist. So what do I think of it? It's actually a pretty good film. Yeah, it's pretty decent. Like it's solid. It's fun. It's enjoyable. It's entertaining. It's fun. There's not a lot I can say, but I like it. I think it's a fun, entertaining movie. It's got a good balance. It knew when to be comedic, it knew when to be serious, which I love in films. Good balanced tone is what you need to make a great film. I think it was just a pretty good story. It was wonderfully executed. You can tell the writers had a lot of fun writing it. And I just think it was a fun film. I do think the first few minutes were a little corny and cheesy with the Jawas acting silly. I just couldn't. I was just like, oh god. Not that that was a bad thing. I'm not saying it was bad. It was corny in a good way. Like it was funny. I do think some of the movie was a little laughable, but I think that's to be expected with a film that's like really really old, and you can get that in those kind of movies. But they used the cheesiness, I think, correctly. It was funny, but that's not to say it was bad. It was still a fun film. The effects are pretty good for the most part. You can tell some of them are a little dated, and some green screen effects are pretty dated, but then again, it's 1977, so it's pretty old. And the acting is pretty good. Yeah, the acting's actually not that bad. I think most of the acting is very, very good. Luke was an interesting main character, and his journey and character arc is very interesting. Obi-Wan Kenobi was a pretty good mentor character, and his dynamic with Luke was very good. Han Solo, Chewbacca, and Princess Leia were good too. Chewbacca was very funny, and Carrie Fisher will definitely be remembered for Princess Leia. May she rest in peace. Darth Vader is a decent villain, and his costume is pretty cool, but I do feel his voice is a little too light-hearted, but I'm gonna wait till the sequels to get a clearer opinion. So yeah, overall, A New Hope is a pretty good film. It's a nice beginning to a series of films, and it did shape cinema, and without it, lots of movies wouldn't exist. I'm going to be giving Star Wars: A New Hope an 8 out of 10. So yeah, that is my review for Star Wars: A New Hope, and stay tuned for the next review, which will be for the sequel, The Empire Strikes Back. And until then, guys, skadoosh everyone and take care.